Oh, my heart is a very good evening to you. Tis me, Scottie McClue, and we are, of course, live on the big one. We're live streaming on YouTube just for you, Dinky-Doo. A very, very warm welcome to our Wednesday evening live stream. Absolutely incredible. And I think we're about podcast number 70 now. That's not bad, is it? What have we got here? Let's see. A lot of very, 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 very busy people. Graham Niven says first. He's said that for the last 2 to 3 nights, and he has been wrong. However, tonight, he's right. Graham Niven, you are first. Congratulations. Dinky-Doo the news, Scottie, says Eddie Doyle. Wonderful Eddie Doyle. Third, says Roger Baxter. Absolutely. Hello, Graham and Eddie. Really looking forward to tonight's show. Absolutely. Here we are, says Thomas. All the lads and the lassies, Thomas, and all the others. Good evening, Mr. McClue. How's one tonight happening, troops? Scottie, again, the sun has been out. Very weird for July, says the wonderful Karim. Hi, guys, says the wonderful Finlay Morris. There we are. I see we're all limbering up early, limbering up early, yes. Let's get ready to rumble. Let's get this shared, says Thomas. Good Thomas. Good practical man there. That's me settled down with my cuppa ready for tonight's show, says Roger. Not enough sharing, people. Come on, get sharing. Yes, absolutely. Evening all, Dinky-Doo. Scottie, what have you been up to today? Very, very busy day today. But I did a little bit of work on the stream, guys, so you should see things looking a bit more in order. There's a new playlist, Solid Gold. So get a look at that one and send these playlists round. You can share them. Graham says, Lee, how do you like oven chips? You're not at the oven chips again, Graham. I wonder if you're maybe addicted to chips or to oven chips. There we are. Eddie says, T-minus 3 minutes and counting. I didn't ask if you could beat them, says Graham. Hi, says Everyday. Hi. Minus. Excellent. What's for supper tonight? Says Roger. I think it looks like oven chips all round. How many times will Crank Cuffin tap the dollar? We do not know this. This is a state secret. And there we are. Crank does more tapping than a blind man's stick. Yes, Blind Pew in Treasure Island. Robert Louis Stevenson. Tam, did you read that as a wee one? I'm looking forward to the warm weather this week. Woo! Says Eddie Doyle. Apparently it's to be quite hot at the weekend. Who's sending McClue money? Yes, well, it was Crank that was doing that, Tam. Finlay says, ha ha. Crank says, I'm legally blind. There we are. Well, I don't know if you can be illegally blind, from that point of view. That's an interesting one, isn't it? I want to talk more about education, says Welly Song. Do Welly Song. Let's discuss education and the importance of a tertiary education. What do I mean by a tertiary education? Can everybody please like? Can they subscribe if they haven't subscribed? Can they tap the bell for notifications? We need to share, folks. Come on. Tell 10 to tell 10, 20 to tell 30. Like it also. Dinky-Doo, Scottie, how are you? J-Dog Gaming, lovely to have you with us. Guys, not enough sharing. No, and McClue's done no sharing tonight, which is tut-tut-tuttity-tut to McClue. I'm going to share on the big Scottie McClue page. Do, Graham, please. Evening, Lord McClue. Dinky-Doo, says the Archie. Evening, Scottie, says John Jones. Hi, John. My gran got out today. Can't wait to see her again. J-Dog, that is great news. Tell her Scottie McClue Dinky-Doo is asking for her. Saying, hi, Gran, are you all right? Get strong and well, please. I tried to be first on, Scottie, but Star Trek was on, or Professor Numptyhead. I would never like to come between you and Starhead. Who has, not Starhead, Star Trek, Numpty Trek. Professor Numpty Trek. There we are. Good evening, Scottie. Dinky-Doo. Stay on till 8:15, says Finlay Morris. Do you know, Finlay, I might just do that. It's 11 minutes from now I make it. Is that correct? 10 minutes from now. Who's tapped the dollar? Somebody's tapped the dollar with a fortune. More likes, please, guys. Is it that one or that one? Is it better like that or like that? Again, please. like that or like that. There we are. Let's see. Somebody has tapped the dollar. We will find out. Scottie, is that a rugby top you have on? It is Kareem from my rugby days. Down first. Boomf! You know, very naughty with the slightly unshaven chin on the opposite hooker. Hi, Glenn. So there we go. Hello, Glenn. Hi, Finlay. Hi. Everybody saying hi. Hi. Scottie, if you want help with Discord, I know everything about setting it up. There's even a mobile app. Wow. I haven't had a chance to look into it. You'll be surprised, but old McClue is actually very maxed at the moment, J-Dog, but I've always got time for the nation. Oh, yes. Look after the people, they look after you. The sun always shines when the Scottie McClue is on. Eddie Doyle, I thank you. It's always a sunny day at McClue Towers. Absolutely, yes, for a rainy day. Hi, Roger. I miss Catherine, says Graham. She might be joining us later. Where's Craig? Says Roger, we don't know. Crank Cuffin! Ha! Crank Cuffin has tapped the dollar again. £4.99. Crank, you're not the Messiah. You're a very naughty boy indeed. I thank you. Thank you to Crank Cuffin. I think a massive round of the clap. Oh, come on, everybody, give Crank the clap. Silent, because people get headphones on and it is really not good for them. Crank Cuffin, we thank you very, very much indeed. £4.99 going towards new equipment for the live stream. So there you are. I've liked and shared, tot. Others who have not, shocking. Who's not shared, guys? Come on. This is not the dress rehearsal. This is it. Please get sharing. Thanks be to Crank. There he is there. Can you all see him? Let's see if we can all see him. It's on. Whoa! Fantastic. I'm just going to check out that we've got everything set on the super chat. Who's tapped the dollar, says Finlay. Crank's tapped the dollar, Finlay. I really hope there's no talk of damp tonight from Craig. I hope that Mr. O. Thomas, you can't mention. Stop spoiling it for everyone. I know I have to take that down, Thomas. You've mentioned a name we can't mention. Tap. Finally, off furlough tomorrow morning, starting 0500. A wee trip to Peterhead and Fraserburgh. Then back to Glasgow. John Jones, are you coach? Are you lorry? Are you bus, truck, van, polis? Thomas, people's choice, what they talk about, Scottie decides what's appropriate. Absolutely, Glenn. Good man. Glenn Peacock down in Sheffield has just put Big Tam in his place and said, Scottie decides what we talk about. But there was too much talk of damp last night. It was dampening down the proceedings, you know. Do you see what I just did there? Pardon me. Don't worry about the cough. Had it for 20 years. Good evening, Scottie. Liking the top. Hello, everyone. Hope you've had a nice day and nice weather. So there are. Scottie, can you believe? The new boilers were ordered for the Waverley in April last year. Has there been any update? As far as I know, Roger, they're in. They're actually in £2 million worth of reboilering. But hopefully Ian will come on, Ian Quinn, and tell us, give us an update. Right, you're taking the mince out me now. Hardly anybody has liked this stream. So let's just take a moment to reflect on that. Just take a moment to reflect on the fact that everybody watching has not liked the stream, apart from those who are absolutely upfront and honest out the top drawer. So come on, I need about another 10 of you to like that stream now. Thank you. Thank you again to Crank for tapping that dollar. We are going to get new equipment here, guys. We used to always laugh when our PE teacher said the hooker in rugby. Says, and you are the hooker boy. Never do. Absolutely, yes. And then he would go like this. Most PE teachers are very good at sorting out young gentlemen. They go like this. Boys, grow up. Have you ever done that with Kareem? Fantastic. Glenn Peacock, Scotty wasn't happy about the damp talk last night. It was spoiling the steam. It was spoiling our steam, Thomas. Did the predictive get you there? Thomas, you're talking about it. No one else, says Craig. Stream. Now, Craig Cochrane's in denial, tried to shift the blame. Crank's so generous at this rate, it won't be long before the equipment can be bought. Well done, Crank. New lights are on their way, folks. Thomas, I wasn't happy talking about death either, but you kept on. There you go. Right, Glenn. Okay. Yellow card for Craig. No, he hasn't mentioned it. Hi, J-Dog. Well done, Crank Coffins, Roger. Hi, Craig. I didn't see you there. Dinky-Doo, says Jim McKean. Dinky-Doo, Jim. Lovely to have you with us. You have a nice dinner this evening, Scotty. I did, Lee. Had a lovely dinner. I actually had an omelette and corned beef. I know it's not something you sort of order in, when you go into a kind of top restaurant. You don't say, excuse me, do you do a corned beef omelette? But it was delightful. It was very, very nice. So there we are. J-Dog, absolutely, yes. But we'll not make a big fuss out of that, J-Dog, because they're doing the collecting. Change the record, Thomas. It's getting boring, says Craig Cochrane. Glenn, calm down, mate, says Roger. Who's on the Skype tonight, says Graham. You, Graham. I went to, and he mentions a big shopping centre today. It was so busy. Everyone's spaced out and had mass. Much better than down south. Absolutely, Kareem. Yes, indeed. See, Glenn. So there we are. Oh, Thomas Peden. We're not that kind of stream. Yellow card. Yellow card for Thomas Peden. There we go. Yellow card time. Not that kind of stream. What do we do with Thomas? Do we put him in time out? Oh, I'll take that down just now. Shocking. Oh, light, says J-Dog. Thank you. We've got young people watching, Tam. And older people watching as well. I've liked it. Thanks, Tam. I've liked it. Not liking is a treasonous act, an act of treason to not like Scottie McClue and not to share. Thomas is giving us a thumbs up. He knows he was naughty. Like, says the wonderful Finlay. Roger, why should I be? I'm sick of Thomas being two-faced, says Glenn. Linked and shared. Talk of the register. Hands up if you've liked. Or taking the register. Hands up if you liked. Yes, hands up. I've liked. Liked twice. There we go. We must share. Talk about reflect, Scotty. Do you remember reflection? And then the little dot disappeared. The Archie. Very advanced. Now, what you're talking about, the Archie, is the Grampian television version of Late Call, which was called Reflections. You're absolutely right. Wow. There's a very well-informed man, the Archie. The Archie, remind us again where you're from. Are you at the Doric? There we go. Right, guys, we need to share. We must start sharing. This is just unacceptable. Not enough sharing. There we are. Now, come on. Have I put too much? Can somebody check their YouTube community post? Does anybody read the community post? Spend a bit of time navigating this YouTube channel, guys, because I've been putting up a lot of videos for you. Some of them have been absolutely unseen. Some of them have got thousands and thousands of viewers. So it just depends on who you are, what you've done with your wonderful life, and how much Scottie McClue you've watched and seen. We also want to start branching out into America and Canada and Australia and New Zealand, because this is the place to be during lockdown. And I'll just put live now. Can you all do that, guys? Can you do this live now? Sorry. I've had to take a wee kick round the corner. I'll just move that up to there. And I'll just get this bit of sharing on the road, and then we are laughing. Live now. Join in. We should have a standard one, really, shouldn't we? Live now, join in. I'll do it in uppercase. I beg your pardon. Live now, join in. There we are. And we'll pop in the URL, www.youtube.com/, go on, help me out here, user /Scottie McClue 1. Somebody else is off with Scottie McClue, I think, if I remember. Right, live now, join in, www.youtube.com/user /Scottie McClue 1. There we are, and that is going to be doing the rounds. But have I put too much narrative in? That's why I want you to check the community channel and say, I think McClue is going to leave it over the top of the narrative here. Okay, so there we go. Right, so I've copied that and I've popped that in there. Here we go. Are we ready? Okay, that's it. Off to Facebook. I've done my sharing. Can you do more, please? Talk about reflect. Yes, reflection. And the dot disappeared. That was, I can't remember the sort of music. There was a nice wee bit of music. And then you got maybe, one of the priests or the bishops, or the ministers from the church in the north of Scotland. I could really go a steak pie with the sausages through it, says Roger Baxter. Roger Baxter, stop. I mean it. You know, we all fancy a wee slice of that. I think you can't beat a bit of steak pie with a sausage through it. Alistair Campbell, do you think clear masks would make things easier or more relaxed? I've seen people very anxious looking with their masks on. It's very interesting. If you go into the bank now, they obviously make sure you've got your mask on. In the old days, if you got into the bank wearing a mask, the police would have got you. Thomas, you know what you can do, don't you, says Glenn. Oh, Glenn, leaving it to the imagination. Thomas was a bit more graphic. Sorry, Scottie, the diluting juice has went to my head, says Tom. Glenn, calm down, says Roger. Pardon me. Yellow card for Glenn. Roger, what's Thomas got over you? Why is Glenn so angry, says Graham? I think Thomas has upset him. Well, he says, like that yellow side, tertiary education means post-secondary. What about the University of YouTube? I've been a student for years. Well, it's very interesting because always remember a chap from one of the UK's top public schools. And he said to me once, he said, that's the difference between being schooled and brought up. And he was implying that McClue was well brought up. You see, so a lot of it's to do with childhood. A lot of it's to do with your parents. A lot of it's to do with your genetic package. Yes, there are economic challenges, but very wealthy people die at an early age as well. And people who are economically challenged can live to a very great age throughout the world. I taught history until I suffered a stroke in 2006. Aha, Graham. I am very sorry to hear that, but I suspect you will have done a tremendous amount to deal with the situation because you're obviously back in the swing of things. And you're right up there with the very latest technology. You're watching Scottie McClue, who's always ahead of his time. I mean, look at me, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? And, there we are. And we haven't even scratched the surface yet, Graham. So I'm so pleased to have you on because you can keep me right with stuff. Excellent. Thank you to Graham. We're going to give you a big round of silent applause, Graham, because you're an absolute top man. History teachers for me are fantastic. Fantastic. Scottie, I've liked and shared as always. It's so important. It's very important, Graham. If I was on one of the big television channels, commercial television, talk radio, we wouldn't need to do as much sharing, but as this is our output at the moment, it's part of the territory. It goes with the territory. So I'm afraid we'll just have to always be sharing and telling 10 and telling 10. I had my stag night in reflections. Good one, Roger. I suspect that is a hostelry. Just do it, says Thomas. There we are. Quite right, Thomas. Scottie, can you unban Sub-Zero, please? Ryan, I doubt it very much. Sub-Zero way overplayed his hand. He was making light of about the one rule we have on here, you know, and he was just making light of it. He thought it'd be funny. We can't risk it. Excuse me a second. A comfort break. Comfort break from McClure. There we go. I'm in Perth, Scottie, says the Archie. Are you in Perth, West Australia, or are you in Perth, North Central Scotland? Then Perth. So there we are. We love Perth. Scottie, Thomas created a group chat on Saturday saying you need to share and saying things about Mrs. McClue, and on his Facebook page he had his head on your body, him and another one of his friends. Well, he needs to be very careful about that, Glenn, because McClue is very, very heavily copyrighted and trademarked. And I remember a guy thought it'd be funny with putting my head onto another body, and I had to say to him, if you do not remove that right now, I will instruct lawyers. And he said, oh, you can't hear yet. I said, no, you're not listening to me. If you don't remove that right now, I will instruct lawyers. And boom, it disappeared as if by magic. And I would, because, you know, that's the sort of carry on, because you don't want, it's very, very nice when people are supportive, but what you don't want is too much narrative. I thought so, Graham. I'll cut the narrative down. What you don't actually want is people mucking about with your intellectual property. So that sort of thing. So it's all very heavily cost absolute fortunes, but everything is trademarked, Dinky-Doo, Scottie McClue, all that. I have the picture in my Instagram too. Scottie is on both. Right, Tam? Well, as long as it's a proper picture and it's not been interfered with in any way. Glenn says, Thomas, don't you think it's a bit stalker-like? So there we are. Oh, interesting, yes. I do say to grow up, but there have been times I've said we'll stop being a pure wee dafty. Why are you being a wee tube? Kareem, if it works, if you're able to communicate with young people and they get the message and start to grow up, then I think that's wonderful. I remember one time we thought it was funny during a rugby match, and it was our PE teacher who was refereeing, top man. And we thought it was funny. We're in the winter, so we were spitting. And everybody joined in. They thought this was funny to spit on the thing. Thought we were wee hard men. Anyway, there was a big pool of spit at that time. There was no virus around, so we weren't being over-hygienic. And the PE teacher got the scrum down, and it was a very powerful scrum, that one that you virtually get your hand on the ground to keep upright, you know. And he said, can you just move over a bit, guys? Just a little bit further. Come on. Bring the scrum over here. Another little bit. And we were looking down at the scrum, and here was this huge pool of spit. And he said, so you can just blame your own filthy habits for that, gentlemen, because we were sure one of us was going to end up in it, you know, that sort of thing. So there we go. We're all, sir, over a little bit more. Glenn, says Thomas. That's not correct, Scottie. I went into the bank and they asked me to remove my mask for security reasons. Graham, is that right? But surely that would be against the law from the bank's part, not from yours. A Scottie McClue Dinky-Doo face mask would be awesome. Eddie Doyle, I agree. I think you're right. Thomas, grow up. I'm sure we've got a face mask around here, just in case anybody gets too close. I saw one the other day, so there we are. But we are social distancing here. You know, some of us are in Scotland, some of us in America, some of us are in Sheffield and Manchester. Glenn, are you still in primary school, says Roger. Glenn, stop, says Thomas. Acting like a child. Glenn is no, we don't do that, Graham Niven. What are you at? Tut, tut, tuttity, tut. I don't think Glenn even plays tennis. I've not come in here for trouble tonight, Glenn. If you want to give me hassle, I'll leave. I'm trying to be harmonious and not cheek up. You're doing very well, Tam. There we are. Help Thomas out, everybody. He's doing his bit. I've made incredible progress since suffering my stroke, says Graham Niven. Excellent, Graham. Now, I don't wish to pry, but are you very much on the young side? I suspect you might be on the young side when you've had this stroke. And, did you manage to get assistance in time? Because obviously time is of the essence. And have you walked back? Was it left or right side? All these sort of things. Because obviously it could happen to any of us. Roger Thomas annoys me thinking he's a cut above the rest. Absolutely, Glenn. We're all the same on here. This is a people show. We are people. That's it. So we are candidates. Top man, says Finlay Morris. Andrew, Finlay Morris, you top man. Roger, oh yes, that's right. Sorry, Scotty, got to dash for dinner. Lovely Chinese-style chicken tonight. Dinky-Doo, J-Dog. Delighted, lovely to have had you with us. Do not rush your dinner, and perhaps we might just catch you at the tail end if you've got a moment. If not, I know you have a lot of things to get on with. I know you're into old British comedy and stuff like that, and that's good. Now, what I was thinking, so there we are. Yes, so there we are. J-Dog's off for dinner. J-Dog, I shall speak a bit of French to you. Bon appétit, mon ami. Oui, oui, au revoir. Pour le moment. Where we are. Adieu. My friends in the pub tonight, no pool allowed, no mask required, but you have to remain seated. Once you get your drinks from the bar, no limits on how many people sitting together, but you have to sit apart, together apart. Is that right? Hope you've cooked it yourself tonight, J-Dog. No. J-Dog's mum does the cooking, and Gran is out of hospital. You must keep up, Tam. Hello, Gordon. Comfort break, says Graham. Am I needing a comfort break? Comfort break. There we go. Whoa. Ah. It's quite hot in the studio. Thank you for that. Keep it under the bonnet, as we say. J-Dog, you're making me hungry, says Catherine. Hello, Mr. Scotty, says Papa Loot. Lovely to have you, Dinky-Doo. Hello, Gordon, the good one, not the bad one, says Thomas. No, we don't mention. There are no bad ones on here, Tam. Sorry, Catherine. Hi, Graham. Scotty, Thomas is Sub-Zero's right-hand man. Well, Sub-Zero is in the hokey-pokey-chokey at the moment. That's it. Glenn, that's shocking information. Well done for sharing, says Karim. Aha, Karim. As if by magic, says Graham. Wonderful, Graham. I don't even know Sub-Zero apart from on here, says Tam. Quite right, Tam. I don't think your face is intellectual property, says Graham Niven. Oh, yes, Graham. Scottie McClue, anything to do with Scottie McClue is 100% intellectual property. Yes, there we are. You don't need to have a high IQ to be intellectual property, but mine is 164, apparently. And apparently that's quite good. Hello, Ryan, says Thomas. Hi, Ryan, says Finlay. What shocking, Karim, says Thomas. Hi, everybody. Hi, Ryan. Hi, I hope everybody's okay, says Glenn. Evening, Scotty and everyone. Sorry I'm late. Hope everyone's good. Dinky-Doo. Stephen Douglas, the wonderful Stephen Douglas, has joined us. Big round of applause for Stephen. Fantastic. Good stuff. That's great, Graham. Glenn just sent me a Facebook friend request. Ah, good. Take him up on it, Tam. And you show each other what top people you actually are. I'm doing a bit of sharing here, by the way, if you wondered what on earth was going on. Just doing a wee bit sharing. Right. Is that too much narrative, I wonder? So there we go. I'm going to share on a page that I managed. So the big Scottie McClue page, the 6001. That's where this lot's going. I can tell you. There's another page called Dinky-Doo. So you get yourselves on there. Now, I think that's okay. I'll share, and then we'll see what is what. So there we are. So it has gone on to the big Scottie McClue page, and there's a lot more sharing to be done, the guys. This is not over, I can tell you. So there we are. Wonderful, wonderful. Let's get these figures up if everybody shares at the same time. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my good nose. There we are. Wonderful. It's all happening. It's all happening on here. Never a dull moment. There never is, really, is there? You know, that's what it's all about. If anything, there's not enough time. People say, how do you fill the time, Scottie, on the stream? So fill the time. We could fill another 20 hours, another 22 hours. We could be on all day. Kareem's shocked by a bit of fun. Who'd have thought it? Oh, no, I think Kareem knows how to have fun. Andy Scottie, yes, absolutely. Stephen Douglas, that's great you're here. So there we are. The pubs aren't social distancing. In Lanarkshire, says Catherine, they must be, Catherine. They'll have to. The First Minister actually said if the hospitality people do not, the hospitality sector does not follow the rules, they'll be shut down again. So who's tapped the dollar? It ain't over. Keep social distance. Alistair Campbell, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. I've seen a few about, but I haven't heard anybody singing. Thomas, you added me on Facebook. I've now blocked you, so you've been removed. Glenn. Yes, maybe it was an olive branch from Thomas. Is Thomas a wee bit sort of up and down? Does he change with the wind a bit? Graham says, I'm 53. Wow. And it happened when I was coming off the golf course. Graham Niven. Yes, 53. So there is that when it happened, when you were 53? Have you just had this recently, Graham? Well done, though. And you've got time, obviously, on your side. My father took a stroke, and he was a fiddle player. And he fought his way back, and we were getting a tune. It was brilliant. Wonderful, wonderful man. Big Archie. Maybe that will stop you creeping him then, Glenn. So there we go. Scottie, big decision tomorrow from our Nicola about schools. Let's see what's happening. Absolutely, Kareem. We want to know. He's always checking up, Ryan, says Graham. Good morning, Scottie, and everyone. Good morning, Alan Joyce. Alan, remind us where you're watching from when you're saying good morning. Excellent. I'm going to find out who's tapped the dollar. He's normally lovely, Ryan. He's had too many blue smarts tonight, says Thomas. Yes, the blue smarts. Ryan, don't stick your nose in, says Glenn. It's 8:30 at night, Alan. Yes, but Graham, we don't know where Alan's watching. If Alan's watching in Australia, it's 8:30 in the morning. Capiche? Capiche? Absolutely. Right. What's going on with the likes? I can tell you right now that we need 12 more likes. Somebody has been lax. Somebody has been lax. So there we are. So we're needing to, I remember reading in a book, and it was about an English lady that had gone to the Outer Hebrides or something like that. And she'd gone along to the Free Church, and a missionary appeared. She went in, and the place was covered in sweetie papers, and everybody was sitting there, and then a missionary appeared, and he came in, and he started his sermon, and he looked at them all, and he said, "Someone has been here." They all looked, and then he said again, "Someone has been here." And they all looked again, and then he went, "The devil has been here." Fire and brimstone, I say, in those days. So there we are. Glenn should get banned. There have been good people banned for less, says Ryan. Well, Glenn is a very, very loyal member of our very harmonious team. So I would be extremely reluctant to ban Glenn. And I would be extremely reluctant to ban Tam, although Tam has courted controversy on here from time to time. So there we go. Scottie, did you know that the P.S. Waverley is named after Sir Walter Scott's first novel? Well, you see, Roger, the Waverley novels, I think, were a set of novels. Like The Fair Maid of Perth was one of the Waverley novels, am I right? And all the London and North Eastern Railway, what had been the North British Railway boats, were called after Walter Scott characters. So you had the Meg Merrilies, the Lucy Ashton, the Dandy Dinmont, the Jeannie Deans, the Waverley. Do you see what I mean? Are we getting the message? And I think, I mean, Ian would sort us out here, but I think what happened was that the North British Railway boats were taken over by the London and North Eastern Railway, and the Waverley is in LNER colours. And I'll tell you, unless I'm much mistaken, pardon me, the Flying Scotsman was a London and North Eastern Railway train. So there we are, I suspect. Check that up for me. So there we are. Let's do some sharing, says Finlay. Good for Finlay. Finlay's always the voice of reason and common sense. Pardon me, a very sensible man is our Finn. Fantastic. So can we all do a bit of sharing, guys? So I don't want the figures to drop back. There's too much good stuff going on here. Good man, Kareem. Kareem, you are multitasking and multimedia. I think that is pretty fantastic. Right. What do we have here? I'll see where this takes us. This is very, very interesting. Does it take us back to tonight's program? Because I've just shared on the big Scottie McClue page. Yes, it does. Is that not just outstanding? Fantastic. Right, guys. Share, sharity, share. Too much narrative. I'll do a wee bit, I'll maybe knock a bit off the narrative. It's not going to do any harm, though, surely. I mean, everybody likes a wee bit of narrative. I'll share on that one. That's quite good. Right. So, Scottie, did I know P.S. Waverley? So that's my take on the Waverley. Crank Cuffin has tapped the dollar bill again. Crank Cuffin has sent £3.99. Wow. Fantastic, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Scottie McClue is free at the point of delivery. But if you're feeling generous, you can tap the dollar for £1 or whatever. All right. If you're not feeling generous, that is not a problem. Or if you can't, that is not a problem either. There is just no problems. Absolutely no reason why you should tap the dollar unless you want to. So there we go. I'm just saying. And the other thing is, if you're feeling very generous, then we've got the GoFundMe. You'll see that just up at Scottie's picture at the top of the channel page, what they call the channel artwork. You'll see to the right-hand side, the bottom of the picture, you'll see several icons, and one of them is for Buy Me a Hot Chocolate, which is PayPal, and another is GoFundMe. And that's wonderful. If you're feeling generous and you think, I'll help him get a wee bit of his equipment, I'll give him, a wee bit more pennies or whatever, that's very, very welcome too. Thank you. Crank Cuffin, thank you very much. Now, stop! There we are. Very generous again, Crank. Crank Cuffin's bought McClue 2 hot chocolates. He certainly has. How much is a hot chocolate? No mention of any names or pack drill. How much is a hot chocolate at your top hot chocolate place? Like people I was traveling to work every morning, and I was going through Glasgow city centre at 7:30 in the morning, and everybody's walking about with a cup of something. Just unheard of. When I was wee, you had a cup of tea in the house. If you had any time for a cup of tea because you were late down because you'd chosen the bath, or you had any bath the night before, you'd chosen to do your feet, or something like that, then that was it. Your derriere was out laughing it. There we are. That's it. You'd had it. Crank Coven, good man, says Ryan. Crank, stop, says Graham. Scottie's worth every penny, says Crank Coven. Crank Coven, that is very, very, very kind of you. What I have done for you all by way of reward, I've put a new playlist up with some of the more stand-outable McClues. And what I would suggest, if you go on to the YouTube channel, there's about almost 1,000 videos and audio pieces there. And you'll see a lot of them are our live streams. And you'll think, oh, well, I'm not going to watch a live stream in that. You don't have to watch. Put it on and go about your business. Because I'm getting a lot of feedback from people saying, Scottie, what I do now, I don't put on the radio, I don't put on the television. We've seen it all, heard it all. I put SCOTTIE McCLUE on, and then I just go about my business. Or I've got you on in the car, and I treat it like radio. Now, I would strongly, strongly, strongly suggest you all try that. And I think you'll be amazed at the results. So there you go, because apparently I've got a very good voice for radio, but not such a good face for television. So people say. But then I started in television before I went into radio. Stay on for 20 hours, says Finlay Morris. Do you know, Finlay, I'm thinking about doing a wee bit of experimentation. Now that we've kind of established that the stream is possible, we want to get the figures up. We want to build the stream. And then it's worthwhile all of us joining in, not just maybe during lockdown, maybe once a week after lockdown, whatever. And I'm wondering about what was said last night. I think it was yourself, actually, Finlay, what was said about 10 till midnight. But that might be too late for a lot of people who are working in the morning. And the other one is, I wondered about maybe 2 till 4 some morning. I'll just get up in my jammas, with a zip up the back with the feet, and just sit and do a couple of hours and maybe have a chat to America. That sort of idea, who'll be kind of, hey, what's this? That sort of idea. Hello, Scottie and everyone. I hope you're all keeping well, says the wonderful McAvoy. McAvoy production from the County Cork. How lovely to have you with us, sir. I salute you, sir. Lovely to have you with us. Fantastic. Dinky-Doo, can everybody say hello and welcome to McAvoy from Cork in the wonderful Emerald Isle of Ireland. So there we are. Hello. Shared on my Facebook, Scottie, tagged Finlay, Erin, and Longshanks. Tam, you're a top man. So there you are. You're getting into the swing of it. I worked with Thomas. He's a lovely man, says Finlay. Well, don't blow his cover, Finlay. I mean, he was trying to act it up on here at the start, but I think he's kind of got the, as we say in Scotland, got the measure of it. The measure. Yes, I'm sure he is. Our neighbour was in a wheelchair, lost the ability to speak the lot. She got to the point of walking, talking, living a full life. Her husband was a diamond, so patient with her over 10 years by her side. Catherine Raven. If you love somebody, then that's the test of your love. And if you really love somebody, it doesn't really matter. You will be with them because you are with that person. You know what I'm saying? I can remember it was a very moving moment. I was working in Yorkshire and I was out walking Old Lord Reith the Labrador in a beautiful, beautiful country walk. Actually, where I stayed. And along came a couple from a distance, I could see, and as they got closer, it was a gentleman, I would have said maybe in his 60s, early 70s, and a very, very, very beautiful lady. And they stopped. And I said, not a bad day, chattity chat, chat to chat, 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 chat. And I said, aye, and stopped. And the lady was with them, and she didn't say anything. And she pointed to the psoriasis on the back of my hand and went, "Aw." And I said, "Yes, psoriasis." And she went, "Psoriasis." And I thought, something's wrong with this lady. Anyway, the gentleman was her father, and the beautiful girl had been in a terrible car accident. All car accidents are obviously terrible, but this was a real baddie, and she'd been completely smashed up. And the father told me the whole story. And they walked on, and there was a flower shop near. I wanted to go in and get a rose for her because she was such a lovely person. And the father was telling me she was engaged to a consultant, I think it was, certainly a doctor. And then after the car crash, obviously, you know, she wasn't herself in that way. But it was so interesting. She was such a strikingly beautiful person and such a lovely spirit to talk to. So it was quite a moving moment. And her father said, "All right then, nice talking to you. Come on then." And they walked off arm in arm. I mean, amazing. So we never know anybody's story. So there we go. It happened 14 years ago in 2006. So there you are. So it happened when you were 37, Graham. Is that right? Yes, how very interesting. Scottie, I'm sound with people when they're good with me. It works both ways, says Glenn Peacock. Glenn Peacock, I don't doubt that. Who has not liked? Tut, tut, tutty, tut, 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 tut. Come on, if you come on here, we like and we share. Glenn, have no issue with you, says Tam. Good man, Tam. So there we are. Catherine Raven is big smiley and a lovely heart. Not doing social distancing here in pubs in Strathbungo. Now, Strathbungo, Magnus, you mean you're talking about, I know it quite well, actually. Now, what's the name of that? Roundabout Moray Place, and all that sort of stuff in Glasgow. That Greek Thompson architecture roundabout there, Pollock Shields, is that right? Pollock Shields, Shollins, that kind of idea. Okay, Thomas, fair enough, says Glenn. Guys, I think we're getting a bit of history here. Glenn and Thomas making up. Amazing. I don't know what they're making up. Could be making up anything. Let's calm down, Glenn. No negativity on Scotty's stream. Tam, I am so chuffed, much chuffed to hear that. I shall no longer be dischuffed. Thomas Bean, I found you on Facebook. I don't think you were blonde with long hair. Says the wonderful Gordon Robertson, the father of Oliver. Fantastic. Oliver's father. Gordon, can we get a wee update? Now, you don't have to. I'm not prying, but Oliver has a wee place in everybody's heart. And it'd be quite nice to know how he's getting on. Scottie, I was listening to a broadcast of yours called A Fatty's Happy Being a Fatty. Would you play it? I might do. So there we go. Negative, Glenn, the usual, says Ryan. No, Ryan, Glenn's never been negative. Gordon Robertson, smiley, 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 says Tam. Okay, Thomas says Glenn. Oh, lovely hearts from Thomas. Green hearts. Now, do you know what green heart is? It's a wood. Yes, it's kind of oak, isn't it? Green heart. Is there anyone else from Ireland, says McAvoy. McAvoy, we are all from Ireland. So there you are. We're all from Ireland. Everybody is from Ireland. Well, originally the African Rift Valley, and then we've come via Ireland and ended up in Scotland. My lot were Vikings. So I'm an immigrant from the 1100s. There we are. So there we go. But nevertheless, a Scottish neo-aristocrat. Sorry, I meant to say good evening, Scottie and everyone. Alan Joyce, absolutely. Where are you from, Alan, when you were saying, oh, right, so you're not from Australia. Okay, Thomas, hope you're okay. This is Glenn. 3 fonts go into a bar, and the barman says, you have to leave. We don't want your type in here. We love it. An Englishman, an Irishman, a Scotsman, an American, a Canadian, an Australian, a New Zealander, a Russian, a Chinaman, a Japanese person, a Filipino, an Indian, a Pakistani, a Greenlander, who else? An Icelander, an Alaskan, an Eskimo, all went to a posh club. And the doorman said, I'm sorry, everybody, but you can't come in here without a tie. See what I just did there? There we are. Scotty, there might not be much light because some of the bickering and immaturity put folk off. If the show's to grow, that will need to be tackled. It will be the usual lot complaining of my comment. What we'll do, Kareem, if anybody complains about your comment, we will give them a lifetime ban. All right? So there we are. Lovely country, McAvoy, heading to Bundoran, County Donegal in September. I was supposed to visit Cork this month before the COVID kicked in, I see. Good man, Tam. McAvoy, how did you hear about the stream in Ireland? Are you a raver? I was just wondering, says Catherine. No, Catherine, we're worldwide. We had a Canadian on. Scotty, did you ever watch the show on TV with Fred Dibnah? Fantastic. Eddie Doyle, I am a Fred Dibnah disciple. And I loved him so much. He was very like my father because he would say, so that's how you do it. Do you mind? Can I ever go? And of course, he knew exactly what he was doing. I loved when he went to Cambridge University. And he goes up the top and he's looking at the pillars and everything. He just knew what he was doing. I loved when he brought down the chimney. And sadly, I never got to meet Fred. People used to mix us up. They would say, you must be Fred Dibnah. I said, no, Scottie McClue, Century Radio. Sorry, right. And Fred was from Oldham, and I know Oldham very, very well. Lots of chimneys before Fred took them down. Scotty, who's your favourite Corrie character? Glenn Peacock, if you want my honest opinion, Roy is an outstanding actor. Roy. Look out for Roy's acting. Brilliant, brilliant. But a lot of the Corrie team are just outstanding actors, they really are. I'm trying to think, but I used to love a lot of the old Corrie characters. I loved Alec Gilroy in the pub, Roy Barraclough. And I loved Bill Tarmey and Liz Dawn, Jack and Vera. Right, me love, me little treasure. All that stuff. Actually, I wouldn't mind a wee cameo in Coronation Street myself. So there we go. Right, all right, love. But I love the original side of Coronation Street. I mean, both are big soap operas now. You wouldn't really want a house in the street, because of all the murder and beatings and all these things that go on that didn't used to go on. You're just an ordinary street light, That's it, eh? Scotty, Clydebank listening in Flagstaff, AZ. Scotty, Derek Moore from Clydebank listening in Flagstaff, AZ. Great show. So there we are. Derek, you need to pardon my ignorance, you need to tell us more about that. Wonderful. So it's difficult to say who's my favourite as such. I love them all. Fantastic characters, and still do. A lot of them are absolutely amazing. A lot of them have been around a long time in the soap too. Very hard worker soap, very, very clever, because even if there's anything, television acting, you have to stop. So you're right in the middle of it. I'll tell you so, Adrian. What? Oh, we have to stop, have we? All right, okay. Sorry, guys, just got a wee problem with the light. No problem. Right, okay, here we go. So as I said, you know, you've got to think about it, don't you? That sort of stuff. So it's very, very tough, and remembering all your lines, quick turnaround. Catherine, it was on my homepage. I had a look. I thought I'd listened to it at the time. Scotty said something funny, and I subscribed. McAvoy, I thank you. Can't think of me saying anything particularly funny, but well done. Ryan, you said you're new here, but you seem to be clued up a lot in things and people. Are you a troll, maybe, says Kareem. I propose a rowdy hour where we can get rowdy in the chat for an hour. Finlay Morris, all sorts of things are possible. So there we go. All things are possible. A top-end latte is just north of $3.59 at the moment. They've dropped the tax for now. In the shop with the green logo. I thank you, Thomas. Excellent stuff. Now, so there's Thomas telling me that a hot chocolate would be what, around $3.50 or something. Does that include squirty cream and marshmallows, Tam? Who's tapped the dollar again? Graham says Kareem professes to be a teacher, but his grammar is awful. Graham, Kareem does not teach grammar. So there you are. And I think Kareem will tell you that he has an ethnic background. Am I right, Kareem? So there you are. So maybe Kareem may have learned English late or whatever, you know, but that's up to Kareem. He's a lovely guy. And that's what matters. We can always sort out the grammar, but we can't always sort out if somebody's not a very nice guy. You know, so judge ye as ye be, not judged, I say. Well done, Ryan, says Graham. McAvoy, brilliant. Wait to hear Craig's jokes, says Catherine Raven. Absolutely. Hope you enjoy it, Thomas. Some nice places in Ireland I'm still exploring, and I'm here 36 years. McAvoy, so you're not actually from Ireland. Right, very, very interesting. You're not Irish, born and bred. In you know, I've kissed the Blarney Stone. I can tell you that. I have a certificate there to prove it. So there we are. I have kissed the Blarney Stone. I can actually, I'll show you that. I'll show you that tomorrow. Glenn, who's your favourite character? Who's everybody's favourite character? My favourite character is Roy Cropper. Yeah, Glenn, he's an outstanding actor, you know, and they're all very, very good. But I'll tell you, Emmerdale as well, outstanding actors. One of my favourite on there is Marlon. If you watch Marlon, you'll see some outstanding acting, you know, and of course Kane as well. Although Kane's a baddie, you can't help liking Kane. You wouldn't like to be on the wrong side of him, mind you. Can you imagine it? So there you go. Live it, McAvoy. I love County Tyrone in the north. One of my favourite parts of Ireland. Love the old country. Lots of history. Lots of history, Tam. I'll stick around, Catherine. Do stick around, McAvoy. It's lovely to have you with us. Mine's Norris. Now, Norris is an outstanding character as well. Now, Norris, if I remember right, is from Scarborough in Yorkshire, or he worked in Scarborough and was a theatre director. You know, and has worked with actors and actors who have worked with actors. I've directed actors. You know, you wouldn't ask an actor to go into some sort of position that you wouldn't be happy being in on your, you know, as yourself. That sort of idea as an actor on stage. So it's very, very interesting. And you'll not believe it, but McClue has directed quite a lot of drama, quite a few plays. Hello, McAvoy. Very big welcome to you. So there. So love Norris. All these actors. Graham, you seem a bitter old man. You complain of others, but look at yourself. Sad, you have my sympathy, says Kareem. Guys, I don't think we need to be attacking each other. You okay, Kareem, says Stephen. Thanks, Eddie, says McAvoy. I'm well, Stephen. Thanks, says Kareem. Eddie Doll, yellow card for football colours. No, well, I mean, he's just put that. I mean, they might not be football colours. His colours are green and white. Now, they might not be football colours. You know what I mean? Lots and lots of things are green and white. Good to hear. I'm good, thanks, Karim. It's like, as I say, I was playing a song and somebody said, "Oh, stop! You can't play that." I said, "I beg your pardon. This is a 30s jazz song. I bet you can't play it." That's why I actually meant people can love each other their whole lives. Well, absolutely, Catherine. Kareem of Tomato Soup. Graham Niven, no. Old, unfunny, not good, play on words. I'm taking it down, Graham Niven. So there. Now, don't let me put you in time out. Did you get that asbestos scene to Craig Davis? Thomas, stop. No discussion about hussies, asbestos, damp, any of that stuff. Asbestos is very dear to get seen to anyway, but we're not talking about that. So, Tam, I shall remove that. And I think yellow card to Tam for too much DIY. That's 2 yellow cards Tam's had tonight. What does 2 yellow? Poor Graham, your bitter side showing. I'll leave you to calm down. Have a wee cuppa. Kareem, the man has had a stroke. So there you are. Boring, Thomas, says Craig. Beautiful story, Scottie. Yes, which one, Catherine? Which one was that? I'm trying to think, because I do know I tell a few stories on here, tell a few tales. Kareem, what's your problem exactly, says Ryan. Ryan, what is your problem exactly? Come on now. Craig Cawthorne kisses his reflection in the mirror. Graham, stop. Stop. We're harmonious. Now, if you're coming on to join us, you need to be harmonious. We don't have a go at each other. Back and forward, argy-bargy. We don't. This is a place people come for peace and joy and reconciliation and to top up their inner strength and to be with other lovely people being the operative word. So come on. Is there anybody on here you would not describe as a lovely person? Strathbungo is round about Govan Hills, says Tony. No, I think it's a wee bit further out than Govan Hills. So Govan Hills nearer the Toon, Tony. You'll know that, though, being a Gorbals man. No, Graham, read back. It was you, son. There we are, quite right, Kareem. Graham, do not attack people. Stop, or we'll have to put you in time out. Can we get a shout out for Oliver, please, says the wonderful Finlay Morris. Yes, Oliver. So if the wonderful Gordon Robertson's still with us, I don't mean that, you know, I mean still with us on the stream, or if he's maybe having a wee sleep because Oliver's tired him out. Oh, I'm missing Scottie. Guys, can you believe we've been on for an hour? Now, do you want me to go just now, or do you want a wee bit more live stream? It's up to yourselves, remember. I don't want to outstay my welcome. I think you're toxic, Kareem, says Graham. Graham, I can tell you, Kareem has been with us since the start and could not be more giving or forgiving or less toxic. So, guys, do we think Graham might be a wee bit toxic? Let's have a bit of feedback here. Graham says, you think you run this stream at times? Ooh, tut. Ouch. Thanks, Catherine and Oliver, says Graham. Hope you're doing well with WAGs. It's okay, Catherine, says Stephen Douglas. Repeat messages, because Scottie missed them the first time round. Graham, I don't often miss them. There's a long gap between me saying it and you hearing it. So there we are. So don't be repeating messages. Not all about you, says Graham. It's not all about you either, Graham. Scottie runs this. Graham again, bitter side coming out. Yes, what's wrong, Graham? You confess up. Agreed, Graham, brings the stream down, says Ryan. Chili Vermin asks me about my personal habits in the lavatory. So I think we'll just... What shall we do with Chili Vermin? Shall we just give them a straight ban? I think if somebody's coming on with that, you know, then they should just get a straight ban. If somebody's operating at that level, we'll just lifetime ban for Chili Vermin, guys. Chili Vermin, lifetime ban, gone. Never hear him again. There we go. Why do you repeat messages when Scottie doesn't see them then, says Graham. Hi, Raymond. That's none of your business, says Kareem. Scottie, what's your favourite type of burger? Glenn, I used to love, who's tapped the dollar? I used to love going into a really nice pub and ordering their full burger and chips, you know, with a big floury bun and the salad and the onions and a great big, beautiful big burger. It wouldn't be a £half burger, would it? They used to put ounces, or they put thingamies in, centimeters or whatever they call it now. That sort of idea. But they would tell you, you know, how many grams your burger is. And I would love that and some nice chips. Very nice. And I was thinking, you know, you don't always get it. I quite like simple food and apple crumble and custard. Apple tart and custard. Remember that night in Savoy when we were really drunk, says Raymond. So there, I don't know who Raymond's talking to. Hi, Raymond, says Glenn. How you doing, mate? I don't, Raymond. Get a room, you guys, says Ryan. Catherine says, Kareem, how was your holiday? I'd like to go on a train journey up north, a long train journey. Any recommendations? I don't know where to go, as it's a long train journey. I'd like not the destination as such. Right, Catherine. Not quite sure what you're asking there, my love. Thank God Kareem has shut up, says Graham. Graham, no. Shall we pop Graham in time out till he cools off, everybody? Graham is going into time out. Time out for Graham. There we go. Right, can Graham, if you're in time out, can you still see and hear the stream? Glenn says, do you remember the guy who did Rosie and Jim and wrote Postman Pat? Yes, John Cutcliffe. Yes, absolutely. There we are. Hi, Catherine. I always like to see Inverness, and the drive up's supposed to be nice. That'd be far enough for me. When do you plan to go? Inverness, it's quite a haul, actually, Kareem. Very, very nice, but quite a long haul. And, of course, you've got Speyside. Beautiful. Anthony says, evening, Scottie, had a busy day with family assembling garden furniture. Now, Tony, that's not for the faint-hearted. Well done, you, I say. Arizona, right, guys. Graham, I love you, says Kareem. Graham, love you too, so there we are. Right, good. Kareem's given Graham an olive branch. Graham is in timeout for now. He will get out, and he may come and join us again, or he may not. We will see if he behaves. You have to behave. We have to behave. No doubt about it. Right. Lovely. I'm getting superb feedback about the stream, by the way. People say, what is it you do? I said, no, we don't do anything. We just have a chat. A whole crowd of us. And what I found last night, although the numbers don't look huge here, there was quite a few hundred joined us last night. Interesting. Very interesting. So there you go. So there's a lot of people, I think, watch, but don't necessarily join in. And maybe even disappear a wee bit when they think they might get a mention or something. I mean, sometimes I stopped doing it, but when I used to do my Facebooks, a lot of very big names from the world of media would be watching. You know, absolutely incredible. There we go. Right. I've just popped that up. I hope I haven't put on too much narrative. I plan to go when I can find somewhere nice to go on a scenic journey by train. Well, the Inverness, where would you get the Inverness train? Do you get that from Queen Street? There we are. What about the Glenfinnan? What about going up to Mallaig? Did you watch Connie tonight, Scottie? The ending was epic. Glenn, I didn't see the ending because I was just getting ready for the show, tidying myself up a bit, you know, running a comb through the beard. So I didn't see the ending, so don't do me a spoiler. I'll catch it later. Flagstaff, Arizona, says Derek. Love listening. Derek, we love it. Arizona. Are you out in the beautiful desert with the great big, gorgeous big rocks and everything? Am I right? Has Arizona got these beautiful big rocks and a bit of semi-desert? Very, very hot. There we are. Fantastic. Welcome. Big round of applause for Arizona. Way. We love it, and we love it. Are you from Arizona then, Derek? Tremendous stuff. Send it round America, Derek. Send it round all your pals. Why can't I comment, says Finlay Morris. Well, you obviously can, Finlay. There you go. My dad used to, it's a mad half hour in here tonight. If Kareem's a teacher, it must be PE. PE teacher. We're having the mad half hour. I think we are, actually. I'm born and bred, born in Cork, says McAvoy. Aha! So, you're 36 years old, McAvoy. That's what you're telling us. Because you said, I've been here 36 years. I thought, where were you before? Obviously, you were a glint in your father's eye. Gary Windus is a great character. Glenn, I agree with you. Quite a frightening character, Gary, because he's got that wee touch of the psycho about him, you know. Wee touch. Wee Sarah's been out for a long time, and David as well. Anyone into astrology in a big way like me? What do you want to discuss, Alan Joyce? We'd love to hear from you. Do you do a wee bit of mediumship, or are you just interested in astrology per se? Astrology. Who's into astrology? Guys, let's get sharing. We must share. This is not funny. Just not funny. Did anybody ever get that from their parents when they were wee, when they told a brilliant story or a joke or something, or did something and their parents went, not funny. You're not funny. You thought, I am. Actual I am. Yeah. Everybody else thinks I am very, very funny. You know, that's not funny. Or what about when you tell a cracking joke and everybody bursts out laughing? And it might be at your mum and dad's expense, and the rest of the family are laughing their head off. And they go like this, they go, that's not even funny. You think, well, I think everybody thought it was. Did you ever get a telling off that you didn't want to give your folks a showing up in the street? Right, here we go, guys. This is a massive share. I don't know if this will be allowed. It's such a big share. Too much narrative. And nevertheless, I think people should still take a look. See, what's interesting, there's that lovely guy watching in Arizona. Now, this is very interesting. This is the start of something very, very big. You don't get that on local radio or television. You don't get people joining you from Canada and America, India, Africa, Madagascar, Tasmania, the Arctic, the Antarctic, Russia, China, Japan. You know what I'm saying? That sort of idea. And that's why it's fabulous that we are on the world's top broadcast streaming platform. And everybody can join us. Come and join us. Has anybody ever heard of the Band of Hope? Come and join us. Did you know what the Band of Hope were? Who's heard of the Band of Hope? Anybody heard of the Band of Hope? SCOTTIE McCLUE. There we go. I got a call one time, and it was from somebody very high up in broadcasting. And they told me to give a big radio station a call because their figures were shocking. Their audience figures were shocking. And it was a public service station. And he said, here's the name of the manager and there's his number, give him a call. And I thought that maybe he'd spoken to him and I was expecting a call. Anyway, I phoned and I said, it's Scottie McClue. And he went, oh, yeah, I know you, Scottie, yeah, absolutely. And I said, I wondered if you were looking for anybody at the moment. Now, that was me being very, very diplomatic. And he said, can you pop in and see me, Scottie, to have a chat? He said, no, not looking for anybody, Scottie, at the moment, no. No, we're doing very well. And I said, right. And he said, we've got a sort of scorched earth policy when you've got to be kind of, from the area, that sort of thing. I said, oh, right, okay, fine. I said, thanks very much, Jeremy. No, not at all. Good talking to you, Scottie. And as we say, Dinky-Doo. I said, oh, Dinky-Doo. So that was that. So I got off the phone and I rang the chap back that spoken to me, the senior gentleman. And he said, good, how did you get on? Was he very excited at your call? I said, no, he said that they weren't looking for anybody, that they were doing very well. And there was a scorched earth policy. He went, it was a what? I said, a scorched earth policy. He said, well, I've never heard of that. Whatever policy it is, it's not working. I said, no, I agree with you. And that was it. So, I'd done everything properly and there was nothing presumptuous. I didn't go on going, oh, you'll know me, Scottie McClue. Everybody knows me. Don't do any of that. So I'll very often say when I'm talking to a bigwig, I don't know if the name will ring a bell with you, Scottie McClue. Oh, yes, absolutely. It does indeed. I remember also ringing a very, very senior person in broadcasting. And I said, hi, it's Scottie McClue. And the guy goes, I'll phone you back. Your reputation procedure. And hung up. And I phoned back and I said to his secretary, I said, what was going on? What was that? She said, oh, sorry. He got a bit kind of, I think he thought you were pranking him and maybe recording it. I said, no. I was just going to ask him if he wanted me to come in and see him, have a wee coffee, even though I don't drink coffee. I don't need to go to the public service broadcaster for a wee coffee because you've all bought me a hot chocolate. Somebody else has just tapped the dollar. I like Roy and Carla, but I don't watch Corrie or the telly anymore. Rarely watch it. Catherine, people are giving up watching telly. It's kind of had its day. And the same with radio. It's too samey. That's why Scottie McClue on YouTube is doing so well, because people are going, well, I just watch YouTube now because you can get YouTube in your telly. And I found the other night, as I was saying, you just go, Alexa, play Scottie McClue on YouTube. Boom, on it comes. She did it last night. I got the show last night. I said, Alexa, play Scottie McClue on YouTube. And she said, doing that now. And seconds later, I popped up on my own telly on the big screen. I know I'm a wee bit close sometimes, but so what? Do you know what I mean? A bit of fun. There we are. Thomas says, I like Steve McDonald's the best, and Corey's facial expressions and mannerisms are hilarious. He's also a terrific actor. Simon Gregson. Yes, absolutely, Thomas. I will go along with that one. They're all very, very good. His mother's very good as well. Beverly Callard, Liz McDonald. Catherine Raven, what are you having for dinner? Why is everybody obsessed with food? I had some lovely people on Facebook, but I did eventually have to block them because they kept putting a picture of their tea going, just about to have my tea. And it was usually a couple of fish fingers, some rather jaundiced-looking chips, rather flaccid-looking chips, and a wee spoonful of beans. Just looking forward to tea time, just about to tuck in. 2 fish fingers and some very jaundiced chips. And you thought, don't know if I could manage that, actually. I like Stephen McDonald as well. He's just funny by nature. Absolutely, Catherine. There's a lot of comedy in these things as well. It's very clever. And I like him and Tracy when they're sort of having a go, you know. Scottie, you said you've kissed the Blarney Stone. What was her name? Just joking, brackets, close brackets. Thanks, Tony. The Giants Causeway, Lisdoon Varna, and Donegal. My favourites in Ireland. I've abandoned dinner, Thomas. Catherine would rather watch the stream. Quite right, too. Is it better when I sit away back? How's that? The other thing is I can't see what you're saying. Wonderful. Well, maybe get, I like Tyrone. You've got, yes, Tyrone's excellent as well. Fizz, super actress, you know, that sort of idea, super actor. Why, Catherine, have you abandoned dinner? I loved Blanche. Oh, Blanche and her daughter Deirdre together. They were hilarious. Blanche was a brilliant actress. Remember, she used to do the shaky face. And I like Tyrone's granny. Yes, Maureen Lipman. Fantastic actor. So there we are. Glenn, do you like Coronation Street by any chances, Roger? I had a piece and crisps for dinner. Couldn't be bothered cooking. I'll tell you what, I had some crisps yesterday. Obviously not the best thing for me, but they were very nice. They were double crunch. There you go now. Right, sharing, guys. This is ridiculous. Can everybody share? And has everybody liked? Like. Stay till 12, says Tan. Till midnight, Tan. Now, you'd all get a bit fed up. It's my favourite soap, says Glenn. Excellent stuff. That was good to hear Oliver getting a mention. He's awake and heard it too. I think we're both tired tonight. Gordon, I can sense that. I don't know if you and I are septic, but I can sort of feel how you are. And I thought Gordon's getting a wee bit worn out now after, is it a week? Is it a week yet, Gordon? And I can just sense that. You know, there's a lot of empathy for you on here, Gordon. You're a very nice man. You're a grammarian. Thomas says, Graham had a stroke. Maybe he's got other health issues in line. Let's not be quick to judge. Thomas, I am so proud of you. Judge ye as ye be not judged. Do unto others as you would have others do unto you. Good man, Tam, sticking to the good script. What's everyone had for their tea? I've had chicken, rice, salad, and sweet corn. I hope you chewed the sweet corn well. There we are. Takes a bit of digesting, does sweet corn. Lord Phoenix. Scottie, what's your favourite film? Oh, Lord Phoenix. So many favourite films. Love all these things. Love the Alistair MacLeans. Guns of Navarone, Puppet in a Chain, Force 10 from Navarone, Where Eagles Dare, all that sort of stuff. The Alistair MacLean, Ice Station, Zebra. You know, these are great films. When Eight Bells Toll. Does anybody know When Eight Bells Toll, filmed in Mull? So there we are, When Eight Bells Toll. I love my James Bond. I love my black and whites. Brief Encounter, Whiskey Galore, 39 Steps, Robert Donat, The Hitchcock. Fantastic stuff. That's one of the best. Scottie, do you like Pakora? I do, Eddie Doyle. I do. Glenn Peacock said it's either half or a quarter pounder, Scottie. I think it was a half-pound hamburger. Would that be like, yes, I like pakora. I like vegetable pakora, chicken pakora, mixed pakora, a wee bit of fish pakora, and a nice sauce. So there we go. See, I think British people, Scottish people, English people, Irish people, Welsh people are getting a little bit more sophisticated with their relationship with non-deciduous food. And when the curry houses first opened, the Chinese restaurants were opened first. Then when the curry houses opened, people used to go and get steamboats and then go for a curry. And I can remember a party of us in a restaurant about 11 o'clock at night because the curry house was often open a bit later. And they used to just come and take the whole lot away in the tablecloth because it was like a chimp's tea party. We'd got more food over ourselves than we had down our throat. But now you go out to a very nice curry house, you eat early, people are not stocious to the same extent, and the food is quite outstanding. Wonderful. So there you go. And I often thought that the Indians and the Pakistani people who had opened the restaurant must have wondered what kind of people the English and Scottish and UK people actually were. You know, they must have thought, I'm shocked at the behaviour of these people and their language, you know, and you should see what they've done in the toilets. Is that what this show's turned into, people discussing what they had for dinner? Absolutely right. So we'll say no more about it. We don't want to know what anyone's had for dinner, thank you, or for their breakfast, dinner, or tea. Patrick Post, says Stuart Clark. Yes, the Gaelic for postman, Pat. Camera ooh, Stuart. Hachima, Shaw, Patrick Post. Yes, indeed. And maha, postman, Pat. It's a common question from Glenn Ryan. So there, yes, Glenn's may be interested in other people's dietary habits. So there we are. Donny Monroe was in Danger Mouse in Gaelic, I think, says Stuart Clark. Used to work with Donny at Scott FM. Yes, run rig, wonderful. Oh, Donny McLeod, says Thomas. Yes, was that Donny B. McLeod? I don't like big floury buns. I much prefer what the Glaswegians call a crispy roll. Crispy roll and square sausage with brown sauce beats a burger, in my book, especially with a Bovril from a van advertising Bovril. Very nice. So there we are. Yes, I don't like big floury buns. I know what you mean, Gordon. I much prefer what Glaswegians call a crispy roll. I like, that's the kind of waxy rolls you get, Gordon. They're nice. Crispy roll, square sausage with brown sauce. What about the roll just dipped in the pan, the top of it? Just to give it a wee extra. Yes, Donny B. McLeod. That's I remember Donny died quite young. He had a health problem. He used to do Pebble Mill at 1. And I can remember being on duty at Grampian Television when everybody was away at Donny's funeral. So there you are. And people used to say of me, if he would stop his nonsense, it could be another Donny B. McLeod. There we are. Hello, Scottie. I'm back. Says the wonderful J-Dog Gaming. Scran one, says Techno Steak Bake. Yellow card for J-Dog. Why? Hi, J-Dog. J-Dog's late. No, Finlay Morris. J-Dog was here at the start. He went to have his dinner, Finlay. You know J-Dog has dinner every night. Ooh, that's lush. Absolutely lush. We'll get a wee clip in a minute, actually. Yes, Gordon Robertson, I agree, says Thomas. True, Derek Moore, my cousin, lives in Peoria. Have I said that right? Peoria, Arizona, says Eddie. So there we are. Well, we'll have to see if Derek comes on. So is Derek a Scotsman in Arizona? J-Dog, did you say a few hundred people were watching last night? They were, Ryan. Yes, I was amazed. 380 or something. And I thought, you know, we're relatively new. Because if you think about it, YouTube's one of these streams that has to build organically. But organic building, as you will know, is very, very good because it's real proper building. So we're building the stream on rock. There we are. Here is the rock I shall build my church, said St. Peter. St. Peter's Rock. So there we are. Yes, Ryan. Cal says, who's running the show here? You're in the presence of a legend. I think we should respect that fact. We wouldn't be here at all in this safe family stream given to us all. Catherine Raven, thank you. You're quite right. It is Scottie McClue's stream, but I don't like to sort of wave the big stick too much. I like people to sort of realise their own mistakes. My uncle stays in the Maryhill Flats and he saw some film crews setting up. He asked what was going on. They said they're filming a Still Game Christmas special. Roger, we'd better not say in case they're not. So there we are. I did love the story, though, when they were filming at one of the dole offices. And you had all these big vans and cables running into the dole office and cameras and lights. And there was a big notice up to say no signing today, right? That they'd all get their money or whatever, but no signing today. And obviously the film company were taking over the dole office. And this wee Glasgow guy turns up and he saw all the lights and the cameras and the vans and the people and he goes, "What's all this for? Somebody got a job." And there was a lovely one about a guy who goes into the dole, because I always remember being told the hardest thing for anybody signing on is going in the door of the dole office. That's the biggest thing, because people feel an indignity about it, and they shouldn't really, because they've paid their tax and it's their money. It's not a charity. You know, it's not a charity. The dole is not a charity. You have paid for that. And this guy went in 2:30 in the afternoon. The boys were just closing up. I said, "Can we help you?" He said, "I just wondered if you'd get any jobs, you know." And I said, "Is it for yourself?" He says, "As a matter of fact, I do have a job for you." He said, "It's driving the supermodels in America." He said, "Obviously, you get your full uniform, you get use of the limousine, you get a beautiful room in a house, you get use of the swimming pool, that sort of idea, and you do a wee bit of security, very, very well paid, that sort of thing. So, and all your expenses, you get clothing allowance, get your uniform." The guy goes, "Are you taking the mince out of me?" He goes, "Well, you started it." What's going on, Craig, says Dan. So there we are. So there we go. Roger Baxter, "We shall not say a thing, we must share." Craig, are you okay, pal? Okay. Kareem's sending me threatening direct messages. He's using some technology to delete. Graham, stop. Shall we put Graham back in timeout? Yes. Back in timeout. There we go, Graham. You're back in timeout. I love to hear Big Mappy's clip sometimes, Scotty. Yes, John G, I'll have a look for that for you. Also watched EastEnders and Hollyoaks at the moment. They're both having a break on TV. Hollyoaks showing old ones, EastEnders doing 2 characters talking each week. So there you go. Yes, I wasn't sure. It was very good of Emmerdale to do the lockdowns, but obviously it's great to see them back. And I wanted to hear what happened to Malone. And he got an awful wallop off the man. Scotty, have you seen the movie Rob Roy? I have, Eddie Doyle. And I might be wrong about this, but there's a fiddle tune in it. When they're in the pub talking. In the background is a Scottish fiddle tune. And if it's the one I think it is, it was written on a train. So I'm not sure if I've got that right. No advertising TV programs, Glenn. So there we are. Kareem has sent £5. The wonderful Kareem. We love it, Kareem. Too much hate, bitterness, and jealousy, folks. Live, learn, and grow. Life is short. If not, then it's a sad, lonely life and 2 beautiful kisses. Kareem, we thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Kareem, you have been so generous with your pennies. Tap, tap, tappity tap on that dollar, sometimes several times a night. Very, very thoughtful. Very, very kind. Ladies and gentlemen, a massive round of silent applause for the wonderful Kareem. Thank you, Kareem. And thank you for all your support. Thank you for making the stream. Thank you for dealing with people when they've been out of order. So there we go. Fantastic. Graham's in timeout. Hey, Kareem. Good man, Kareem, says Stephen Douglas. I'm not advertising, Graham. I'm making conversation. Graham says, Graham, you're a liar. If that's not toxic, what are you doing? I don't know what is. Graham might be get a ban, actually. McClue's been bought and sold for Zachariah. No, Graham, stop. Stop. McClue never, ever, ever, ever gets bought and sold. That's the big problem for people. They couldn't buy McClue. They wanted everything lock, stock, and barrel. All the intellectual property, the whole thing. And they offered me big, 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 big money. You can't buy Scottie McClue. All right? So I find that deeply, deeply, deeply offensive. Deeply offensive. Cuttingly offensive. A horrible, horrible, vile thing to say to anybody. So, Graham, I am shocked at you, even implying that. If somebody wants to put £1 or £2 in the kitty, great, but even implying that. So there we are. So here's Graham's comment, guys. McClue's been bought and sold for Kareem's gold. He's given with impunity. He donates while others in the chat are banned left and right. Now, everybody on here, Thomas would back me up here. Thomas has given generously. So, absolutely shocking. I have never, ever, ever solicited anything on here. So, I'm sorry, Graham, but we're going to have to say goodbye to you, La. Right, guys, Graham is now going in the bin, never to be heard on the stream again. All right. So I'm just going to pop him in the bin. And Graham would also deeply, deeply like to apologize to Kareem and should deeply, deeply apologize to McClue. That is the worst thing I have ever heard. Nearly. So there we go. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. So there we go. Right, Graham's gone. Who tapped the dollar? Ryan says Kareem buys Scotty's love. Ryan is going as well. Ryan is gone. End of Ryan. No more Ryan, guys. Again, Graham, your bitterness is showing you're a sad man. Correct, Kareem? Get Glenn on Skype to tell us what you had for dinner. No, Roger. Kareem's tapped the dollar big style. We thank you. Thanks, Tam. Graham, I'll say what I like, says Glenn. Sorry for not making much sense. I meant I like a long journey with nice scenery. If you get a good day, Catherine, that's the thing. A nice journey with long scenery is the travelling part I like best. I'll look up the destinations you recommend, Scotty. Yes, think about, there's Mallaig. Inverness is obviously beautiful. And what I'm thinking is you'll get now I haven't been on this, but you'll get the one that appeared in Harry Potter, the Glenfinnan Viaduct. The Glenfinnan Viaduct. Roger, you're so funny. The Band of Hope, the Salvation Army Band, not quite Gordon Robertson. An early form in a way. The Band of Hope was for people that had fallen with drink. We've all been there. No, people that had fallen with drink. No, I mean actually fallen in their life. They drunk themselves out of business and their families and all that. And you could sign the pledge to be TT, temperance total. Totally temperate. There we are. And you had a temperance hall for people that had given up the drink. I mean, Carlisle was so bad with alcohol at one point, the government had to step in and take over the pubs. I think it was after the First World War, and that scheme ran, I think it ran until the 60s or something like that in Carlisle. I can't remember. I knew somebody that used to go and run it. I used to sing with the Band of Hope as a kid, Wednesday, 8 p.m. This is Professor Numpty Head. Absolutely. And the parents got the parents off the drunkenness. Graham, I think you need to give this a rest now. It's so boring picking on people. It's meant to be a stream to chat with each other and with Scottie. Absolutely, Stephen Douglas. Graham's gone now. There's no point in mentioning him again. He just had to go because that level of toxicity, dripping poison, tot, tot, tottity, tot, 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 tot. And I, for one, and I'm not easily offended, as you know, but I was deeply, deeply offended by that I could ever be bought and sold for a few quid. Thanks, Glenn, says Roger. Dinky-Doo. Ryan, give it a rest. So there we are. Glenn, what did you have for breakfast, says Thomas. So there we are. Glenn on Skype, says Roger. I can see a ban coming, says Stephen Douglas. Who's going to get banned, Stephen, do we think? Roger and Graham, yellow card. Yeah, well, Graham's. In fact, I'll tell you what we'll have to do for Graham. I'll have to do for Graham, guys. I am afraid. The game is up. Now, I should never be put in this position. But this is for Graham. Can we see that? That's for Graham. Okay, so there we go. Now then, when I was wee, a neighbour down the road had a surname Hope, and he had bow legs. You can probably guess we called him Bandy Hope. Very harsh. Before the days of social inclusion, everybody had a nickname in Glasgow. And do you remember Gordon Robertson? People used to put the word "we" in front of people to take them down a wee bit. They would try and take them down a peg or two. And, you know, they would say things like, oh, is that wee couple that live? They're a funny wee couple. They put "we" in there to try and reduce their status. What have I done, Glenn, says Roger. Stephen Douglas, do you like the Waverley, says Tam. Do you like the Waverley, Tam? Catherine says, it's rude to interrupt someone while they're speaking. That's what I was taught. I'm trying to follow what Scottie's talking about. Ryan, sticking your nose in where you're not wanted. Ryan, you've only been on this chat today. Calm down a bit. Yeah, guys, is Ryan heading for out the door? Agreed, J-Dog, says Kareem. Thomas, I missed my breakfast. Most important meal of the day, Glenn, says Thomas. Thomas, what do you have for breakfast? Or are we not talking about that? Or look at related comment. You can just shout yellow cards. This isn't your show, Glenn. You do not decide what happens. Love you too, Graham, says Kareem. Graham's gone, Kareem. Scottie, I've always been fascinated with human personality, and I find that astrology is the perfect system to understand people. It's such a rich and deep subject. I agree. It's very, very powerful. If you think about it, and this is one for the doubting Thomases. No offense, Thomas. If you think about it, if the moon can have an effect on tide, it can have an effect on a person's brain. Hence, the lunatics, the loonies, the lunars, the followers of the moon. Now, I adore the moon. Beautiful, beautiful creature. Especially when it moves about, big, full, soft moons, tiny, tiny little crescent moons, all that sort of stuff. The phases of the moon, very powerful. And I used to feel quite pressured doing a late night phone-in for 3 hours on a massive radio station when there was a full moon. You actually noticed it, and you got some quite interesting, if not rather strange characters calling at a full moon. And I remember friends of mine had a pub, and they said, it was a country pub, and they said, oh yeah, you get some very weird characters come into the pub at a full moon and all sit around, people you don't normally see in the pub for the rest of the month, the rest of the phase of the moon. You know, and that beautiful hymn, till moons shall wax and wane no more. Yes, do you know that one? Jesus shall reign where'er the sun. That's the one. To moon shall wax and wane no more. What was for lunch, Glenn Peacock? Have I got the right hymn there? Gordon Robertson, you'll know. Thomas, chicken and rice, sweet corn, what did you have? Glenn's already said. Glenn, you've told us all that. Sub wasn't the best person against a lot of people, the good people. Sub's gone, J-Dog. Just, that's it. I'm not putting up with any more nonsense now. So anybody that tries to change the stream from being just a delight to watch and listen to goes in the hokey chokey pokey, right into the bin. Red card for Graham. Those comments ain't called for. Oh, he's gone. I've Snickers and a packet of crisps at work. We don't need to know about your private life, Tam. I agree, the YouTube's where almost everybody goes these days. They do, Catherine. And that's why McClue is on the YouTube, because everyone else is as well. And I want everybody, please, to share a playlist. Choose a playlist and share it. There's a new one up called Scottie McClue's Solid Gold, or Pure Gold. And get that shared, please. It's a wee pod fest for people to let them know what's going on, because the bulk of the world does not yet know about this YouTube channel. And there's so much media. And if we can get it out there, then we can build and build. I want more people from Canada and America and Europe and all that joining us. So we need to get out there. So grow up, Graham, and get a life. Tut, tut, tutty, tut, 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 tut. It was nothing special, really, Glenn. Aaron's made a spag ball. I thought it was a spag bog. So spag ball, spaghetti bolognese. Yes, because there's a G in bolognese, isn't there? Bolognese. For tomorrow's lunch, she's a darling. Thomas, I think you've landed on your feet there. I really do. I'll tell you. Graham, you're starting to sound like the old Gordon that got banned. Is that one of your pals? So there we are. Aha, Karim. You might be onto something. Love spag bog. Tam, my girlfriend cooks it. Absolutely. Yes, you can cook it yourself. Come on, Karim, we don't mention him on here. Raise your game. Raise your game, says Thomas. Tam, I take the name back. Good man, Karim. Karim's a top man of the stream. J-Dog Gaming, you are 100% correct. Did you hear the shocking thing that Graham said before he got banned? I mean, I can take a bit of a ribbing, but that was horrible. Nasty. Yes, he got nasty. Yes, very bitter. Thank you, J-Dog. Likewise, J-Dog says J-Dog is not jealous, Roger. Roger, I'm going to pop you in timeout. Right, Roger's in timeout, guys, for nipping at people's heads. Now, he will be allowed back, but if he cheeks up again, lifetime ban. McClue shows no mercy once you cross the line. The game's up, I say. Glenn says, Thomas, yes. Do you kiss your girlfriend on the lips? Glenn, that's Thomas's business. Do you know what I mean? You do not ask questions. People's personal lives. Scottie knows what's what. Nothing will get past him, be assured. Absolutely. You know, I can remember top media people, senior newspaper editors, and they said, don't get on the wrong side of that guy. They used to say to the reporters, they would say, I'm going out to interview Scottie McClue and take them inside a bit and that. And they would say, well, just be careful. Just be careful. Don't, huge, absolutely. I always remember another guy says, I'll sort McClue out. He says, you be very careful how you handle that, man. Top media. Wonderful stuff, isn't it? Because we don't want to take any nonsense off them. And those that can remember the big press battles when the circulation was huge, and McClue was right in the white heat of that. You know, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Sounds delicious, Thomas. God, have you ever seen the movie Psycho? What did you think of it? Lord Phoenix. I've seen Psycho several times. So there you are. And very, very interesting. All the Hitchcock stuff is very psychological. And if you watch a Hitchcock movie, you'll actually see Hitch appear in it. Just as a tiny, tiny cameo, and you think, there he is. It's a talk show, Graham. You're supposed to chat, and it's J-Dog. Graham's gone, J-Dog. You're talking to the wall, dear boy. I got Oliver a week past on Tuesday. He's a great wee lad. I'm sleeping better than I ever have. Luckily, Oliver sleeps well too. I have a very comfy bed for him in his crate. He'll love that, Gordon. He will just adore living with you. Kareem says he just hates and plays the victim for observation. Wow, drama, 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 says a Gordon stir up. So there we are. Yes. Gordon stir up. Well, maybe just pop him off, actually. Sounds a wee bit similar to that, doesn't it? I love it. Yes, I'll just pop him off. There we go. Thomas says, I meant... Thomas, stop. Stop. Right, I'm going to take that down. That's not what this stream's about. I mean, guys, I'm a big fan of Thomas, but do you think maybe the stream started getting out of kilter when Thomas started his nonsense? What do we think? We'll need to have a meeting. We need to have a committee meeting. There we are. I'll take that down, Thomas. We don't go in for all that. Kareem says, so Ryan does. Stephen says, Graham, look, Kareem don't think that he's a genuine nice guy to chat with. I've only been streaming for a few weeks, but he's chatted so many times. And some stick out like Kareem because he is a nice guy. Absolutely. Gordon Robertson. At one time I thought it was terrible to have a cage for a dog. However, I researched. Now, from a wee bit of experience, I think it's the best thing to keep him safe at night. Well, yes, because you know he's not going to wander. He's not going to chew through a cable or anything that might harm him or eat something he shouldn't. You come through and you think, that wee piece of carving's gone from the leg of the coffee table. Oh, no, please don't tell me he's away with that. That sort of thing. Maybe even a light cable, anything, Gordon. So I agree with you. McClue's had dogs all his life. Kareem says, give the right to attack other people, to be racist and negative. My friend had a stroke badly, and he loves the world and has a good character. Graham may not have been telling us the truth, though, Kareem. So there we go. Yes. Where was the racism, says Tan. Professor Numpteed says, do you think of Donnie Hughes, formerly of Scottie FM? No, I know Donnie very well. Super guy. Wonderful man. Yes, Donnie. I think Donnie's on the radio at the moment. No, I was thinking of Donnie from Run Rig. When Scott FM started, Donnie had a show on Scott FM as well. So there you are. I remember that. Thomas, sorry for having a go at you, mate, says Glenn. So there we go. Okay, I forgive you. Right, now you guys are back on track. Read back, Tam, that he's deleting his stuff. Ah, Graham was deleting his stuff, was he? You must have got beat on Xbox, Glenn. I'll add you back, says Glenn. What did he say? I'm not very competitive on Xbox, Thomas. A sandwich walks into a bar and the barman says, sorry, we don't serve food in here. I love it. So there we are. A guy walks into a bar and says, could I have a lager and lime, please? Says, I'm sorry, we don't do cocktails. Good one, Craig. Someone asked me to get vitamin B a while back. So there we are. I think Marmite might help you, or Vegemite, as they call it in Australia. Marmite's very, very good. Yes, absolutely. Why Ryan, who just joined today, seems to know everyone and their details. Absolutely. Ryan might be heading for out the door. No, Graham, you're not getting yours. No, absolutely not. Graham's gone. Ryan, you're mature, says Roger. Would you go up to a Chinese person and make fun of their name? No, I wouldn't. So there you are. I don't think. Graham, you're being silly and amateur. Graham's gone. Am I late? Are you okay, Kareem, says Finlay? Fighting the stream, can we just get along, says McAvoy? Yes. I'm good, Finlay, so shoulder. Well done, Kareem, very top of the stream. What are people saying? Showing the immature actions of folk. I won't go down to this level, Roger. It's up to you. I like to debate politics and topics. I'm Scottish, says Derek from Clydebank. I've been in Arizona for 20 plus years. I often come back to Scotland. And am I right that Arizona's got a bit of desert and the great big rocks, Derek? That's below the belt, Ryan's feeling. Yes, Ryan, and I've explained, keep up. It bans me every second night, says Thomas. And I'm blocked from his Facebook. Well, obviously, Thomas, for what you said, if that was you. Tim will be a moderator one day, says Kareem. Whoop! Scotty, there's some vile people on here. There's the lowest of the low. So was the other one you've just banned. Absolutely, Glenn. Oh, they're going. Too much cheeking up tonight, Glenn. I agree, Thomas. All of us just had a tinkle. He sniffed around and made it to the puppy mat. Unfortunately, he just got his front legs onto the mat. And the tinkle ended up in the carpet. Bonus point for trying. Gordon, the wee bucket and the sponge clute. And, soak it up first, get it out of there, and no punishment or anything like that. I don't hold with any of that because the wee soul was doing his best to get to the mat. It was the same. My boy used to go and use a copy of a newspaper. I won't tell you which one I used to take a delight when he used it. That's the one I'd like to go on, Scotty. Thanks for mentioning it again. Someone's been speaking about it a short while ago. That's the one, the Glenfinnan Viaduct. Am I right in thinking that goes to Malig, folks? A sending off. Good riddance, Graham. Oh, he's gone, Finlay. You'll never hear of him again. The rubbish has been thrown down the chute. Gone. Down the chute. Kareem says, Scotty, I donate because I want the show to do well. I want it to grow. I want you to get all the new equipment and benefits. All. This is also costing you money to do when you could be making it elsewhere. This is true, Kareem, but I do love building the stream. Kareem, you don't have to explain yourself. Absolutely, Stephen. Kareem is a top man. 100% Roger, says Stephen. It's been a strange night, says Finlay. Very strange night. People having a go that don't know each other. And obviously people trying to break the harmony of the stream, but not succeeding. We only had one baddie on here tonight, and that was Graham. And I'm sorry if Graham has got health issues, but he can't behave like that. So there we go. Kareem sussed it. Kareem's very good psychology, you see. Do a clip of one of the streams in February. You had a lot of callers. Scotty, what's your favourite 7 wonders of the ancient world? I like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Alan Joyce, have you ever seen the movie Leaving? Filmed in a Catholic school in Greenock. It was filmed in about 1980, but it was set in 1960. And they've got R.E. And Paul Young plays the schoolmaster, brilliant actor. And Paul plays the schoolmaster. And he asks the RE questions, and if they don't know the answer, they're out for a PAMI, for a belt. They get the tours. Eddie Doyle, I live close to Peoria. He said 30 minutes. Thomas keeps the stream entertained. Good evening, Scotty. Hoots mon, badgings. It helps my Bob. This Galic's getting difficult. Cheer up, everyone. John Thomas, camera ha'u hachema. Hachema che. Yes, farci, kid Emily farci. Don la YouTube stream. Agus SCOTTIE McCLUE. Yes, sure, Scotty. Scotty Thomas asked me the same thing about how I kissed my girlfriend. I was only answering back. Yes, well, that's your business, you see. Thanks, Finlay, Thomas. Good evening, gang, says the artist. John Marshall, lovely. I'm loose about this hoose. Love it, says Catherine. I know, but again, Catherine, the music, I can't play it. Did you kiss your girlfriend on the lips? That's what Thomas said to me. Well, of course, I would imagine. So although I don't know, have you got to social distance with your girlfriends at the moment? Your partners? Do you have to go? No, can he come near? Scottie, can we have a quick clip in case you stop the stream early? So there we are. Dinky-Doo from Stirling, says the wonderful Stuart Milne. Dinky-Doo Stuart. Marmite's an acquired taste. You either love it or you don't, says Glenn. Well, I think that's right. I once won a year's supply. It's just the one jar, of course, but very good. No, we love it. I like it. Just a wee bit. You don't want to overdo it. Sometimes when a wee one's tasting it for the first time, they either go, nice, or they go, we love it. Right. Now, what I'm going to do, just give me a wee second. And I'll get you a clip. I'll get you something nice. What kind of clip were you thinking of? What sort of clip would suit you? Some people got one round the ear tonight. A clip round the ear. Clip round the ear, that's all I'm needing. You can't do that, of course. That would put you in breach. So there you are. How often did anybody as a wee one get a wallop in the back of the head? Go on, get on with you. So there we go. Right. Scottie McClue. Scottie McClue, just for you. Guys, what an amazing stream it has been tonight. We've covered a fair old bit of ground, I can tell you. Let's get the figures up. Everybody do a bit of sharing while I'm looking for a stream for you. Right. There we are. Wonderful. Right, let's see what we've got here. Let's see what we've got here, guys. Let's have a wee look. See what we've got here. Right. I think let's see what's going on here, guys. This is very interesting. I'll see if we can get you a nice one. Thank you. Who's tapping the dollar? Somebody else has tapped the dollar. Right. We'll see what goes on here. I hope it's not too shocking. Because remember, these were late night radio shows. So some of them could be a wee bit shocking. Right. This is one you probably haven't heard before. So I'll sort that out. Pardon me. See what we think. If this isn't good, I'll stop it and we'll start another one. We can do all that, you see, because this is our stream, guys. Nobody else's. And all we ask is that people be fairly civil to each other, They say, somebody was saying that the lockdown has brought out the worst and the best in people. Isn't that interesting? Right, we'll see what we've got here. See what we've got here. We'll need a wee bit of volume for you, of course. And a volume, excellent. Speakers are on, right. Let's just see what's going on here. I have to just check that I've got this right. Oh, there's what it is.
No, well, I'm talking about myself being a rep.
Right.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Scottie. I can't remember exactly what you said about the knickers.
Well, what I was saying is that the feminists are calling for women to give up wearing knickers.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what, I think there's nothing sexier than women's knickers. I think they're really, really sexy. And I think most people, daft as it sounds, men, well, I'm talking about myself being a red-blooded male here.
Absolutely.
Well, are we all? Yeah.
We're all red-blooded males. Man is king of the jungle.
That's what we think, anyway. So our wives say, yeah.
Oh, no, don't go recon me. Heavens above. Support McClue. Man is king of the jungle.
That's right. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
Of course you are.
Talking knickers, right. What I was going to say is, I think that given the option, I think men would most prefer to see their women in knickers than women without them.
Yeah, we're not needing shortcuts. And I think a lack of knickers would only encourage a lot more single mothers.
Yeah, but it's an encourage something, wouldn't it, mate? It's all weather.
It'd be encouraging something, and we don't want that. And the other thing is, women assume that we wouldn't mind seeing the bits and pieces. A lot of us don't want to see the bits and pieces.
No.
You know, I mean, could you imagine sitting in the office, at 11 o'clock, having yourself a plate of wheat bangs or something, and, you're seeing far more than's good for you?
No, you're absolutely right. I think it's so much nicer to see the women in their underwear than women without underwear. And that goes for anyone, really.
Well, I would assume that a woman not wearing underwear is a slapper.
Yeah, well, I think you're absolutely right.
You know, I think it's as simple as that. If a woman hasn't got enough respect to cover up her bits and pieces, cover up the old man from Uncle Badge, then she is a slapper.
Yeah.
So I would say any woman not wearing knickers is a slapper.
Well, I would agree with you 100%.
Definitely.
I really would.
No doubt about it. So simple.
Yeah, mate. Top show. I'll not keep you on your head.
We're all right.
That you ladies back down the stairs now. Anyway.
Back down the stairs, but it doesn't matter because you've come on, so she'll have to ring us up again.
That's right. I wonder if she's wearing knickers. I bet she is.
That's enough of that now. Dinky-Doo.
Dinky-Doo, sir.
Dinky-Doo, dear sir. Right. Now, Diane from Runcorn.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
How are you, lady? You all right?
Yeah, I'm alright. I've got to admit, I haven't heard of you until my husband told me about you.
You're joking, love.
I'm not joking.
You must be from another planet. Everyone's heard of Scottie McClue.
I've just been sat in the car with him now and I thought I'd give you a ring as you're on the subject of prostitutes.
Yes, excellent.
Well, I think that all prostitutes should start paying tax.
Right. So you think we should legalise it?
I do, yeah.
Yes.
Because if they legalised it, I don't think there'd be that many going about.
Right, why do you say that?
Well, the reason why they're doing it, I reckon, in my eyes, is that because they're taking all the benefits, aren't they? They're not paying anything.
So they're probably on the DSS.
Well, there's a lot of people that is going about there that are hard-working men and women that's trying to keep the families going and feeding them. And
yeah, you don't need to go on the game to feed your families. I mean, it's about my mother, fed us and she wasn't on the game.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of women these days that will do that to go on the game.
I think that's dreadful.
I think they would, feed the kids and everything, but to me, that is no excuse.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't think it's any excuse.
I can't see somebody's kids starving just because they're not on the game.
No, I mean, me personally, I would rather, before going to anything like that, I would rather go rob stuff than go and do something like that.
Yes, well, I would never ever think you'd want to sell your most precious asset.
No, I wouldn't. But I do think it should be taxed, and I don't see many of them if they were having to pay the taxman a lot.
Sure, absolutely.
There's a lot of people out there that is going around that is having to pay the taxman a lot of their wages. And if prostitutes had to do that, I don't think there'd be many of them.
Do you think it would put a stop to it?
I don't think it would put a stop to it, but I think it would make people think about it.
Yeah. And what do you think about the advertising services on the telly?
Well, as for the person that was speaking earlier on regarding these things that were going on the telly, I do think from 9 o'clock onwards is fine. Anything before that, no, I don't think it should be shown.
There should be a watershed. Is that not double standards, though?
Sorry?
Is that not double standards?
What do you mean?
Well, if you think about it, these programs, they say this program may contain strong language and scenes of an adult nature. Everything goes, hey!
Yeah.
Don't they? I mean, they do. I mean, I should actually have a warning at the start of this program that, this may contain weak language and scenes of a childish nature.
Well, I've got to admit, if we're on the right subject, a while ago, I was sitting here with three of my sons. One of them is only 6. One of them is 11, and one of them is 14.
Right, 6,
now,
11 and 14.
Well, I was sitting watching just a funny programme just a family programme. Then all of a sudden the telly went blank. Then next minute it come back on and it was the adult channel showing everything. And that was at 6:30 in the evening.
Oh my goodness.
You know, now things like that shouldn't happen.
Sure. Just a bit of a blip. Hey, I better dash.
Right.
I'm sure it was purely a technical difficulty. I better dash.
It was a technical difficulty. I've sorted it out, but I do think that men should keep it in the pants.
Keep it in the pants, love. Absolutely. All right, that's our motto. Keep it in the pants. News time. 24 hours a day across the Northwest. This.
What did we think, guys? There we are. So, amazing calls. Yes, fantastic stuff. Honestly, I don't know. What about that? So there we go. And that was how it went on in that vein. Do a clip of one of the streams and favour a lot of callers. Alan Joyce. Scottie, what's your favourite of the 7 wonders of the ancient world? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. What's your other one? You've got the Nebuchadnezzar. Was that right? The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. And you've got the pyramids. And you've got Scottie McClue. You know, these sort of things. I think the 7 wonders of the world. Eddie Doyle, I live close to Peoria, 30 minutes. So wonderful stuff. Good evening, Sir John Marshall. There we are. Dinky-Doo from Stirling, to Stuart Milne. And we've gone to the Hi Scottie from sunny Blackridge, says the wonderful Gordon Roy. I'd love to be a moderator, says Finlay Morris. Wonder what McAvoy thought of Craig's joke. Evening, Stephen. Love Craig's jokes. Your first stream on here, Stuart. Craig's a great laugh, Stephen. Not much, Catherine, there. So there we go. Catherine, she shouldn't have done that. Good warm-up would have helped. So there we are. Somebody asked me today, did I do the Irish lottery? I said no. They said that's the one where they send you £1 a year for 1,000,000 years. Blackridge is a handgun-free village, says Thomas. Now, handguns. Night, Scottie and all, says Kareem. Night, Kareem, thank you for everything. So sorry about the idiots, but don't let that put you off, because this stream is quality, and we love you. There we are. And that's that. And I was very, very, very offended by what he said, Kareem. So there you go. More tomorrow, Stephen. Stephen's always been a fan of Scottie. Just Stephen, but I've always been a fan of Scottie, says Stuart. Definitely no punishment for Oliver. However, my friend used his finger to tap Oliver's nose today because of too much puppy biting. Oliver seemed shocked and gave a wee pathetic whine. Gordon Robertson, my first dog. I had a friend who smacked him because he had done a tiddle, but he smacked him, and he smacked him quite hard. And I'd had in those days a refreshment, so I couldn't go anywhere. Otherwise, I would just have driven away. And I have never, ever, ever stayed the night in that person's house since. He's still a friend, but I would never go back there with my dog after that. Nobody should ever hit anybody else's dog. So there we are. Quite unacceptable. Doesn't matter what they've done. Even if they've done a shecht in their bed or something, it doesn't matter. If the dog's done a shecht in the person's bed, you still do not punish the dog. Good night, Kareem. Stuart, I joined streaming weeks ago. Always loved the phone-ins. Found these, so I subscribed. Stephen Douglas, absolutely. And there will be more. This will grow. Best stream yet, says Thomas. Do you know, Thomas, I'm like you. I think every night, can it get better? And we do. It's growing and growing. It's fantastic. Wow, 10 p.m. already. It's been entertaining as always, says Craig. Sorry for the bad blood tonight, Thomas and Glenn. No problem. This has been fun, guys. I agree, Gordon. Been great. Negativity shouldn't be here. No, we're getting rid of it, Stephen. It's gone. Just don't do it again, Glenn, or I'll send Sheffield United merchandise to your house. Catherine Raven, are you from Airdrie? That's why you dumped Ian, Catherine. No, we don't check up to Catherine Thomas. So 100%, Stephen. Scottie, I'm pleased with that phone in. Never heard this one. Going to get back on my YouTube account. Get all my files sorted out. Didn't know I could do that till I've seen your YouTube. Stephen Douglas, it's only recently we've been able to see the playlists. I said to people, what do you think of all the videos? I go, what videos? And I realized the playlists were on private. But you can get on the public now. Good night, Scottie. There's about 1,000 videos, like 900,000 videos. Night, says the wonderful Robert Scrimger. Good night, Scottie. I missed the stream tonight due to work. Take care. What are a group of ravens called? That would be a flock, wouldn't it? Quality classic call, Scottie, says Glenn. Craig Cochran, what are you up to tomorrow? Stay on till 11, says Tam. Thanks, Scottie. Buckled at the start of that clip. Remember my dad saying, when he stood at the Valley of the Kings, he felt a bad foreboding presence. He didn't feel welcome. No, very, very strong spirits. I know people that have gone into the pyramids and come out and they've dark energy about them. They've had a bit of a fright. Because, I mean, the pyramids are burial chambers and meeting chambers. Thomas, nothing much till Scottie's back on. I'm working 9 till 8. Says Thomas, 9 in the morning till 8 at night. Misdemeanor of ravens. Once the ravens leave the Tower of London, the game's up, I tell you. Guys, it's been a blast tonight. Bless you all. Thank you for your joy, for your interaction, for the fun, for the laughter, even the dafties and the diddies. Thank you to all the wonderful people. Thank you to everybody who tapped the dollar. Very kind of you. But there is no requirement to do so, I always say. That's why Graham was so offensive tonight. Let's get it shared. Keep sharing, please. Tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 about the stream. Share the playlists. They can be shared as a single link. So get them out there as well. Good night, Scottie. Dinky-Doo, big man. Good night, Glenn. Good night, Scottie. Dinky-Doo. A hymn to finish. Yes, I think we will have a hymn to finish. We'll have a wee blessing tonight. So there we go. We will have a wee hymn to finish. What have we got? How's that for a wee bit of quality? Right, I'll sing the goodbye song already. Goodbye, everybody, goodbye. Take care, everybody, as you go. Goodbye, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen, au revoir, and a cheerio. See you all tomorrow night, God willing, weather permitting, 8 o'clock sharp. Be there or be square. Till then, from me, Scottie McClue, to every single one of you, thanks again. Dinky-Doo, and as we say in the best of circles, ta-da, laws!